Welcome to another InWheelTime podcast. This is your place for all things automotive, the award-winning InWheelTime car talk show. Coming up, Mr. Mars reviews the Ford F-150 Super Crew. Later, this is his half hour to shine. Later, Mars has This Week in Auto History. Jeff has the racing calendar, and I'll just kind of take up the back 40. I got the mop and bucket ready, so I'll figure out something.
Shovel, scooper.
Yeah. Howdy, along with Mike Out of This World Mars. We always need more Jeff Seekin, Chief Engineer David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. Thanks so much for joining us today here on the InWheelTime Car Talk Show. I got a couple of stories I'm going to do. We're going to get to Mr. Mars here first, though, because Mr. Mars has a special review of the Ford F-150 Super Crew, but just to let you know what I'm going to talk about, I'm going to talk about a bar in Wisconsin. And you say, well, what the hell does that have to do with, InWheelTime and anything else? Well,
We like bars.
I know.
We like bars.
Mm-hmm. Well, this one got bulldozed this week.
Oh, no.
So, but we are going to do a story about it. I saw it. My brother worked at the General Motors Janesville assembly plant, and so I'm familiar with it. I never was inside of it, but some interesting stories come from it. All right. First up, though, let's get Mr. Mars' review of the Ford F-150, Mike.
Yes, sir. We're talking about the 2025 Ford F-150 4x4. It's a Super Crew with the STX package on it. Now, this is the 14th generation of the F-150, long-standing big seller. This was introduced in 2021 for this generation of it. The final assembly plant was in Dearborn, Michigan. It actually comes in considered available 6 standard trim levels: the XL, the STX, XLT, the Lariat, Platinum, and then you get the King Ranch. Now, you got 2 more, the Trimmer, the Raptor R. They're all kind of out by themselves on it. But the really interesting thing about this is you got the 6 different trim levels. All 6 of them, you can get 3 different cab levels. All 6 of them can get 3 different bed lengths. And all 6 of them, you can get your choice of 6 engines. So there's like 70 or 80 combinations that you can put together to find you an F-150 that you want. Now, we are in the STX Super Crew, so this was down in the lower trim levels, which we don't get very often out of the press fleet, so I was kind of interested to see how it worked out. It is 5-passenger, cloth seats. Up front, we had the LED reflector headlamps, had LED fog lamps, got a power tailgate lock. We were rolling on some really nice 22-inch aluminum wheels. And just for future reference, it comes with a 36-gallon fuel tank on it. Fill that baby up once in a while. Now, the interior, we had the 12-inch, all of the F-150s now come with a 12-inch center stack screen. That's just standard across the trim levels, the whole line. We had the rear view camera, so it makes it really nice to be able to have that. Now, because we were in the STX, we had the column shifter, not the console shifter. We also had to use a key, not a push button. So this was kind of down.
Are you complaining?
No, I'm saying that this is kind of a stripper model, but it was kind of nice to get in.
I like it. I like that stuff.
Yeah. It did have the front center console, and it's a black STX cloth seats. The front seat was a 40 with a console and a 40. The rear seat is a fold-up 60/40 that has under-seat storage. So now this is a pickup that if you're looking for a pickup, if you don't need all the leather and you don't need all the high-end stuff.
I don't need you telling me what I don't need is what I don't need.
Y'all need to come
Well, I
down.
don't need that neither. So, and the thing is, it had the 5.0 liter V8 under the hood. So we had 400 horsepower up around 6,000 RPM, had a 10-speed automatic transmission.
Nice.
So it ran well, and this was a great driving truck.
Did you bring that over here?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I did. That was that one I drove over there.
That is a good-looking pickup truck, I have to admit. Yeah.
And it worked out. Ken Peabody, the Ford press fleet manager, did a wonderful job. He got that one. I got a different vehicle. This week, I've got the King Ranch version hybrid.
Oh, wow.
So it makes for a really nice comparison versus the 2 different trim levels.
But hey, are you going to do any one of those next week?
I was gonna do the Mustang next week, but I can do the Ford hybrid.
Well, because the only reason I say that is because I've got the Ram 1500 Longhorn edition sitting in the driveway, $86,000 worth of pickup truck. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's rodeo time, baby.
Let's
We'll
not
do
get
the
too
King.
far ahead.
We'll do the King Ranch F-150 then.
All right, then. Go
And
ahead.
okay, and the one we've got, the STX, back to it. You equip it up right. It can tow 12,700 pounds, and it'll haul 1,685 pounds. Again, this is a half-ton truck. Now, the EPA says you should be looking for 16 in the city, 24 out on the highway, 19 combined. I drove it around town a lot, obviously. 220.3 miles, other than the quick run over to your place. So I averaged 16.8 the week I got it. But this is a really nice driving truck with plenty of power. It's got direct steering, and so it really drives and handles really well when you get out on the road. I really like to drive in this truck, particularly when I start looking at the price point on it. Now, the base trim price for the STX is $51,230. We had a few options, pushed it up to $61,780, which, in the grand scheme of things, that's not a bad price for a pickup truck. But if you really get into the stripper model, you can get this thing down to $38,800. Now, again,
That's
that
with the
is
dog
the
dish hubcaps.
yeah. This is the bottom line. Now, the Ram 1500, if you're looking at something comparable, you're looking at something that start about $40,275. The Tundra, $40,090. I actually met somebody that drives the Tundra the other day. And then you can look at the Chevy Silverado for $40,300. Again, it's back like you were talking about the other review. Pricing in that category is pretty competitive whenever you get to looking at them. Now, I also found out that I meant to mention that you can get the STX Super Crew two-wheel drive down for $36,000 if you really want to push it. But this is a really nice driving truck. It is a pickup truck. It's not a luxury truck, but it will serve your purposes really well. Great driver, and I enjoyed it. And thanks to Ken Peabody for letting me have that for the week.
Cool.
We love you, Ken Peabody.
Yep.
We've known Ken Peabody forever.
Poof, long time.
Long time. Anyway, great guy. He's up in the Dallas area now. He was down here for a while. Lived down in Galveston. I said, I just can't. I can't. I've got too much to do up here. Okay, we'll go back up there then. We'll see you on the Texas Muscle Car Club Challenge Circuit.
There you go.
Okay, here's the story I wanted to tell you. Ready? Mm-hmm. The General Motors plant in Janesville, Wisconsin, cousin Steve still lives in Janesville, had a bar so close to its front doors that the automaker tried to discourage lunchtime beer runs by building tall fences and repeatedly trying to buy out its owner, who worked on the line at the Janesville assembly plant. When he refused to sell, GM fired him. The watering hole known as Zachow's and Zox ultimately outlasted the plant, which ended production in 2008 and met the wrecking ball in 2018. But it too became rubble February 26th as part of the latest effort to redevelop the vacant GM property. And by the way, that GM property is huge. It's an assembly plant. You can imagine how big it is. An $8 billion data center is proposed for the 240-acre site. And it's kind of just outside of town. It's in the neighborhood. Now, granted, it is more of an industrial neighborhood, but wow, okay.
You can still serve lunch beer.
Yeah.
Well, it's gone now, so you can forget that.
Oh.
And it's just sad. Andrew Sigwell, who sold the business to new owners in 2020, told the Janesville Gazette it was part of history. The 900-square-foot bar, which GM employee Roy Zachow purchased in 1961 as a place to eat lunch with his coworkers, originally was in a residential neighborhood. As the automaker bought up nearby properties to expand over the years, Zachow was the lone holdout. In 1987, GM flew him to Detroit and offered $200,000. They didn't want us anywhere in the neighborhood, Jerry Zachow, Roy's widow and Sigwell's grandmother, told the Gazette in 2012. He came back saying, "Those bastards will never get the bar." Eventually, the business so reliant on Janesville assembly that it typically closed on weekends and other days when the plant was dark. It was surrounded by the GM parking lot. Some workers parked next to the fence so they could climb over it and get in and out faster on their break. After GM abandoned Janesville, Sigwell kept the bar going by attracting a younger clientele. He photographed the adjacent demolition with a drone. His successors, Andy and Desiree Wilson, held open mic nights and Green Bay Packers potlucks, and the Janesville Deaf Society adopted the bar as its monthly gathering place. Last summer, after previous plans to fill the desolate GM site with an industrial park where housing fell through, the city forced the Wilsons out through eminent domain. Oh. They threw a huge Zox end of days party. You might build another factory. There'll be other beautiful bars or gathering spots, but never again will there be one in the parking lot of a commercial property in a space like this, an attendee who flew in from Minnesota told the Gazette. There's something about knowing you're standing on ground where the plant was being built, and Zox kept going after it was gone. That kind of uniqueness you will never see again. Goodbye, Zox.
We had one across the street from Fisher Body. You had to walk across 4th Street, and there was a bar. It was a bigger bar, though. I mean, and it was not closed on weekends. It was a jump-in place. And, yes, people would go over there for
the lunch break.
Yeah.
Have you a beer and a burger.
Even in the evening. Well, more like beer or whatever.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was across the street from.
I want. Is it still? Whatever
No,
happened to
Fisher Body is leveled. It's gone. There's something else.
Yeah.
But, yeah. But yeah, back in the day, this was in the mid 70s. Yeah, you walk across the street, have a couple of shots and a beer, and go back to work.
No wonder the door was crooked when
Fridays
we got it
and
at
Mondays,
the dealership.
Fridays and Mondays, don't buy a car. It was built on. That was the thing back then. Built on Friday or Monday, don't buy it.
It used to irritate me whenever I go to lunch down by the main office building. We'd go to lunch. The guys that worked in the office building would be in there drinking beer. I had a driving position with the company. No drinking beer at lunchtime, and it'd just be you sit there drinking your iced tea while they're drinking beer.
And you're trying to make up for lost time now, aren't you, Mars?
I'm doing my best.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it wouldn't be an InWheelTime show unless I razzed the electric vehicle department.
Boy, here we go.
Electric vehicle registrations fell last year for the first time in at least a decade following the repeal of the federal EV tax credit, although the drop was modest. EV registrations declined 0.4% compared with a year earlier to 1.3 million vehicles, according to S&P Global Mobility. The data does not include hybrids. EV share of the light vehicle market fell to 7.8% from 8% a year earlier, the data showed. For all vehicles, regardless of fuel type, 2025 registrations rose 2.2% to 16.25 million vehicles. S&P Global Mobility goes back to 2016 when Tom Libby, an analyst for the company, government estimates showed U.S. EV sales rising each year in the early 2010s. U.S. registration data serves as a proxy for sales because some EV makers, including Tesla, don't separate U.S. deliveries from global numbers and don't report on a monthly basis anymore. Although congressional repeal of the 7,500 EV tax credit helped trigger a sharp drop in EV sales in the final months of 2025, the slowdown in demand actually began in 2024, according to Libby. He says, I think there's a lot of reasons for that. A key one is price. Even with generous government and automaker incentives, high EV sticker prices remained a hurdle for mainstream buyers who gravitated toward hybrids instead. The customers who wanted an EV got an EV. When you get beyond the early adopters, there are barriers like charging infrastructure issues. No. Range anxiety issues. No. So here's some of the figures. You ready?
Yep.
I don't want to bore you with all this, but Ford, for
Go
instance, EV sales down 61%. Ford. Hyundai, EV sales down 53%. Here's a big one. Chevrolet down 73%.
Wow.
BMW, Kia, 54%. Wow, here's one. Honda, EV sales down 87%. Are you still making them? Why? You're not selling them.
They were a leader in that. Honda and Toyota.
Yeah. Mercedes-Benz down 88%. Jeez,
No, that's
some of these figures
the
here. Nissan down 89%. They got the Leaf, remember?
Okay, but how many have they built to get that percentage that they're not making them? Did they build 1,000 of them?
I don't have those figures,
Okay.
but that's a good point.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah. Here's one. Acura. EV sales down 97%.
Are they including the hybrids in that?
No, they're not.
Just strictly
So it's just purely you got to charge
Electric.
it some way or
Yep.
another.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Tesla, the market leader, outpaced the overall EV market in December with a smaller 35% drop in registrations from a year earlier to 42,000 vehicles. That's still a lot of vehicles. Ford was number 2 EV brand in December. Registration fell 61% to 5,000. Cadillac took the number 3 spot for EV makers in December with registrations up 12%
There you go.
to 3,694 vehicles.
Well, see, that's the key. What
That-
number are you basing that on?
Yeah.
Perfect.
And, you know,
Yeah.
it is what it is. Look, I don't want to see any company go belly up, but I think that they've made a very bad mistake. And if you remember correctly, everybody was calling out Toyota. Well, where's Toyota in the EV race? They don't have an EV vehicle. You know, Toyota is one of those that they just plod and they just keep on rolling with the flow. Oh yeah, we'll make an EV vehicle here in a couple of years when everybody else was racing to build factories and spend billions of dollars.
It's a different marketing. It's a different way they go about doing their business, because we did a story last week of the $250,000 vehicles. They build stuff to last. They don't jump into new and improved. Hey, let's change that widget and it'll be better, and then it's not. So they don't do that. They just stick with that widget and improve where they can.
And you
That's
look
way
at the
they do business.
recalls, the amount of recalls they have substantiates that statement.
Exactly, Mike. Yep.
Yep. Okay, we're going to take a quick break here. Just ahead, Jeff has the racing calendar, and Mars has This Week in Auto History, and I'll bring you this week's automotive news. The InWheelTime Car Talk Show continues right after this break.
The Tailpipes and Tacos renowned cruise-in expands to Beaumont. Golden Triangle cruisers will want to experience Tailpipes and Tacos at the Loopy Tortilla, I-10 South in Beaumont near Washington Boulevard. Grab free Loopy breakfast tacos with any donation to Shirley's Kids. Enjoy a coffee or an adult beverage. Every cruise-in vehicle is automatically entered to win one of the beautiful Chili Pepper trophies for Best Hot Rod, Classic, and Modern Classic. Tailpipes and Tacos Beaumont happens Saturday morning, March 21st, 8 to 11 a.m. If you're a car geek like we are, this is the event you'll want to attend. The InWheelTime Car Talk Show will be online live, and you may be interviewed about your ride. Tailpipes and Tacos Beaumont edition, Saturday, March 21st, 8 to 11 a.m. at the Loopy Tortilla, 2050 I-10 South in Beaumont. The Katy Tailpipes and Tacos happens Easter Saturday, April 4th, 8 to 11. The free Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In is a production of Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex, Beaumont, and Katy. Tastes pretty good. Apple or Android, InWheelTime Podcast can be found everywhere, on the stream and through downloads. Whether you're on the road or at home and jonesing for a different kind of car talk show, give InWheelTime a try. Honest new car reviews, fun, informative interviews with real car people, weekly automotive news, features like Jeff's Car Culture and Mike's Driving Destinations, all on InWheelTime. Check us out on SiriusXM Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or while you're shopping on Amazon through Amazon Music. InWheelTime.com has a list, and we know you love lists.
Out and about in the Team Gilman dealership at 18202 North Freeway for the Mega Meet Cruise-In. Our 3-hour special will be live from 10 to 1 next Saturday. Please stop by and say hello. You can listen and watch on InWheelTime.com, Facebook, and YouTube. And we hope you check us out. If you miss us, you'll be able to connect with us through a podcast from your favorite podcast channel. Time now for the racing calendar, Jeffrey, sponsored by the Texas Muscle Car Club Challenge.
You betcha. And guess what's starting? All kinds of racing starting this week. And you've got what? The NHRA, National Hot Rod Racing Association. It's in Gainesville Raceway, which is Gator Nationals starts. It actually started the 5th, and it goes through the 8th through tomorrow. So that's cool. All classes are running. I mean, you got bikes, you got all kinds of stuff. It's going to be fun. Then you got Formula One series. They start this weekend in Australia Grand Prix. Now, some of the things I've been seeing and watching on the sports channels and reading up about is that these drivers are not happy with the new car. They're calling it the step up from the E-Class, the E-Series that they run in Formula One. They're thinking it's like that. They're not pleased with it. It's more of how much energy can you save rather than speeding up and winning the race. So there's a lot of controversy on that. The drivers are not happy. I'm sure they're going to work it out. And Indy series starts. Well, it already started last week, but they're going to be in Phoenix. I watched some of the time trials and qualifying. It's going to be a fun race. It's a mile oval. It's going to be fun. I think there's a rookie on the pole, as I saw this morning.
What?
Yeah. There's gonna be
Really?
Yeah, I believe there's a rookie on the pole. I take that back. He was a rookie last year. But it's going to be a fun stuff to watch. I'm excited. I've got it actually set to record because it's going to be on later this afternoon on Fox, local channel at 3 o'clock. And then you got the NASCAR folks. The Truck Series is off, but you got the O'Reilly Series is going to be running today at 7:30. It's going to be on the CW channel, those of you that get that. And then tomorrow, same thing. It's going to be on FS1 for the Phoenix race for the big boys, the Cup race. Not everybody gets the Fox Sports channel. So
I refuse to buy that.
I understand. I'm going to be losing mine. Well, I'm going to have it, but in a different setup. But anyways, check that out. And then you've got, I just did the IndyCar. So that's what you got. You got all kinds of stuff. You got local tracks going. Encouraged going out there and supporting those young drivers and those young families that are dedicated
And
to
the
sport.
track.
Yeah, and the track. Absolutely. Go out and get yourself a hot dog and enjoy the race.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Well, guess what? It's time now for Mr. Mars' famous, or is that infamous?
I think it's infamous.
Infamous. This week in auto history. Michael,
Infamous.
are you there?
Yeah. I was trying to get Jeff started. There you go, Jeff.
There you go. Got you.
All right. So the first week of March, lots of things going on, including on March the 1st in 1941 is when you actually started seeing the development of the prototypes that became the military Jeeps. Now, these led, of course, to what we have in Jeep world now, but it was all done because of the U.S. Army. What they were trying to do is get a lightweight vehicle. Had a simple ladder frame, solid axles, lightweight body so that it could go just about anywhere. It had a 3-speed standard transmission that we used to call with a granny gear, and it would get down and climb just about anything. Then in
wait, Mike, that top left picture, is that you doing a test on that Jeep?
well, that was kind of one of the test drives of the early ones.
Okay.
I can only imagine what the suspension looked like when it landed.
I think that's an on-ramp acceleration test. Is that what
Yeah,
that
you
is?
see how it's angled going up the hill?
Yeah.
Jumping. I'm sorry. I thought.
So March the 2nd this week in 1966 was whenever Ford Motor Company produced the 1 millionth Mustang. Now, you kind of remember they did this in just 22 months after they first launched the pony car. I mean, everybody wanted one of these. They just sold them as fast as they could make them. And it's still being built today. They're still selling a lot of Mustangs. And they still kind of have that same basic look to them, amazingly. The tail lights, the side panels, everything's kind of evolved, of course, but you can still tell a very distinct Mustang, and you can see exactly where its heritage came from. Then in March the 4th, in 1902, the American Automobile Association was created, and it's better known as the AAA. And it was created to actually promote road safety and improve travel conditions for early motorists. And it's kind of evolved now into being more for the motorist itself, not necessarily for better highways, better signage, and driver services. So it's still an automotive advocate, but in a different perspective.
And it's a good thing to have, Mike. We have it. You know, it's what, $90 a year, and
Yeah, it's relatively
a lot of
cheap when
services,
you look
right?
at what else you can get,
You bet.
particularly if you got kids or somebody that might need it.
Exactly.
Then on March the 5th in 1981, carbon fiber really made a big change in racing because this is when McLaren introduced the MP4. Now, this is the first Formula One car built on an all carbon fiber composite chassis. Now, it's amazingly, it's stronger than aluminum, and it improved the driver safety because of the rigidity and the performance of it. And within a few seasons, it didn't take very long before all of the Formula One team drivers adapted this technology. And today it's pretty common from race cars. You can have it on some street cars.
Yep,
BMW is notable about one of them that happens to put carbon fiber on some of their production cars. Then in March the 6th, Ferrari introduced the legendary Ferrari F50 at the Geneva Motor Show. Now, this is basically a Formula One car that they built for the street. Had a naturally aspirated V12 in it because that was derived from the racing program, had all the carbon fiber construction and the extreme performance, and it became one of the very collectible supercars of the 1990s. And so a lot of things came out the first week of March from Detroit, as well as around the rest of the world. The Mustang and the carbon fiber and iconic supercars. So a lot of things in automotive history in March.
Cool. That's good. Good
Right.
stuff.
Hey, get this. Honda Motor Company will export 2 U.S.-built models to Japan for the first time in nearly 4 decades, reviving a strategy from its early days of American manufacturing and amid streamlined import rules and trade balance pressures. Exports of the high-performance Acura Integra Type S and the off-road ready Honda Passport Trail Sport Elite crossover will begin in the second half of this year, Honda said. Both models will retain the U.S. specifications, including, and I don't understand this, why, including left-hand drive configuration, despite Japan's right-hand drive norm.
Oh.
Well, who would want to buy that?
In Japan, they might. It's a novelty.
I guess.
Novelty,
the
yeah, that's what I'm
Integra Hot
thinking.
Hatch will be the first Acura-branded vehicle ever sold in Japan, because they don't have the Acura. Even though it's a Honda, they don't have the Acura brand in Japan. I thought that was
So would you?
interesting.
I've never driven a right-hand drive car. Have you?
I have.
Have you?
Yeah, it's weird. You ever tried to shift a manual shift car with a
With your left
right-hand
hand?
drive with your left
I was
hand?
going to say David's son Ryan's got one now that's
Yeah, he
got a
does.
shifter with the
Well,
left
he's
hand.
he's a young man, so he's more ambidextrous than us 40-year-olds.
For many reasons. Thought I'd just throw that out there.
Yeah.
The initiative revives Honda's pioneering 88 reverse import effort when it became the first Japanese automaker to ship U.S.-built vehicles to its home market, starting with Accord coupes and Goldwing motorcycles from Ohio. Today, trade imbalances and easing of import restrictions are driving Japanese automakers to make similar moves. Toyota is pursuing exports of U.S.-built vehicles, and Nissan is evaluating options. Okay. It's time now to take a quick break here on the InWheelTime Car Talk Show. We'd love to hear from you. Shoot us an email. The address is info@InWheelTime.com. We're back right after this. The Easter Bunny's coming to the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, April 4th, 8 to 11 a.m., and you're invited too. Bring the kids and grandkids. It's a cruise-in like you've never attended before. With a donation to Shirley's Kids, you'll get a free Lupi Tortilla breakfast taco. There'll be coffee and adult beverages, plus chili pepper trophies for the best hot rod, best modern classic, and best classic. There's no entry fee and no registration. Just bring your ride and the kids. Bad bunnies aren't allowed, but the Easter Bunny will be there, and he'll be full of joy to help make this Tailpipes and Tacos a very special one. Photo opportunities abound. The InWheelTime Car Talk Show will be streaming around the globe, and you could be selected to tell your car story to a global audience. It's the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In Easter Edition, Saturday, April 4th, 8 to 11 a.m. at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, located on 99 the Grand Parkway, just south of I-10, the Katy Freeway in Katy. Make plans now. Lupi Tortilla. He's pretty good.
Houston, get ready. Team Gilman is hosting a mega car meet at the North Complex. Acura, Mazda, Subaru. We're collaborating with the Car Meet Network, so you know it's going to be crazy.
And that's not all. We're going to be raffling off 6 cars to be sold at $1,000 each. See below for more details.
You're not going to want to miss this, Houston. March 14th. We can't wait to see you here.
Okay. Aye. All right. Well, it's time to say goodbye. Are you ready to say goodbye? That's all
Sure.
for this week's InWheelTime Car Talk Show. Be sure and check us out online at InWheelTime.com. We're always looking for new, informative, and great automotive things to bring to our global audience. If you have an idea, event, road trip, or a tall tale you'd like us to feature, let us know. Our email address is info@InWheelTime.com. Hey, when you're looking for award-winning car talk, you can find the InWheelTime Car Talk Show 24/7 on the InWheelTime app and website. Grab a podcast from your favorite podcast store. We video stream our live show every Saturday, 10 to noon on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. The InWheelTime video coordinator is We Always Need More Jeff Zekin. For booking agent and video editor, Michael Out of This World Mars. And let's not forget Chief Engineer David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. Thanks to our weekly show contributors, Jeff Heitzman and George Skelton. Next week, we'll have a 3-hour show beginning at 10 o'clock at the Mega Meet Cruise-In.
Come see us.
At Team Gilman, the dealership's that 18202 North Freeway. Please stop by and say hello. Have a great week. Stay safe. Watch the weather. So long for now. This is Don Armstrong. Was that Don Pardo speaking?
No.
Good night.
That's it for this podcast episode of the InWheelTime Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.